Yeah, outside they had a whole...
Well, very big welcome back to Montreal and to the third and final day here for this very first Judo Grand Prix in Montreal. And I tell you, all I can say is that Anthony Corelli and I have been having an absolute ball. It's been fantastic, hasn't it?
Yeah, today it's bittersweet. You know, it's the past 2 days have gone by rather quickly. I mean, because we're enjoying ourselves so intently. But today is obviously a very big day. But at the end of today, it's over. And that's what I mean by bittersweet. We're looking forward to today, but we're going to try and savor every moment because this entire weekend has been incredible.
It's not only been incredible, but we have seen some of the most incredible ippons. We've had a little bit of drama as well. You know, some things not going according to plan, some surprises. But, I mean, that's to be expected at any kind of Grand Prix Grand Slam tournament, isn't it? I mean, all I can say is that for Canada as well, it's been surreal because they have had an amazing tournament, and so far they've got 1 gold medal, they've got 4 silvers, I think it is, and they're chasing hard. Of course, Japan out in the lead there with 4 gold medals, and that's kind of expected. But the big surprise, what everybody's kind of half waiting for, is the return of Teddy Riner today, and that should be quite interesting as well, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's been it's in Montreal right now. It's kind of catching on. It's been this social media thing where people are spotting Teddy and posting pictures and taking pictures, and he's become quite the celebrity in this sport. And it's good to have a celebrity, especially when it carries over to the mainstream. And that's what he's done, and it's great to have that. It's an asset for the sport of judo.
It's an asset, and it's been great for judo, and all of us want it to remain exactly like that. He's going to be starting his campaign now for his 3rd Olympic gold medal, and of course we know that there's only one person that's ever done that, Mora, you know, who's actually got 3 Olympic gold medals, consecutive Olympic gold medals, which is just, I mean, something out there. For judo to be able to do that, it's amazing. Teddy Riner, he is here, 10 world titles, and he's a 2-time Olympic champion, 1-time Olympic bronze medalist as well. People tend to forget that. The first Olympic Games, he got 3rd place as well, you know.
Yeah.
So he's at his 4th Olympic Games. Can he get it right today? Well, he has to come back today because he needs the competition experience. You know, it's a little bit like a boxer that's out there, and he's been laying dormant there for 6 months or a year, 12 months, and you know, you can get ring rusty. Let's hope it's not going to happen here. But he's got his work cut out. We're going to come to that in a second, but first of all, what I want us to do is just have a quick review of what happened yesterday, because yesterday was a great day. We had, unexpectedly, some of the youngsters coming through performing well, both Japanese and the Korean youngsters coming through, unseeded in the World Championships, and Cho in the under 63 kilos category came through, and she was superb. Judo was superb as well.
Yeah, it was incredible. And it was really interesting to see these young competitors on this large scale, on the large stage, and their demeanor, their mindset, and they look very strong, not just their judo, but mentally. And that's what you want to see in a young fighter. It
is, and I mean, she fought Amy Livesey in the final. Amy Livesey gave her a great fight. It was a great battle all the way, but in the end, Cho was just that little bit too strong and came out the winner. Under 70 kilograms, of course, what we had was Sokimaro of Germany, and very tall for the category, and of course she was against Stepanzik of Canada in the final, and of course Canada had 2 finalists. We'll come to the second in a second, all right, but Stepanzik fought well, but in the end it was Germany's day.
Yeah, it was interesting because the Canadian fans here in attendance, their heart was a little bit broken, but they also really respected the outcome and the judo, and they was a really nice ovation.
Well, I think that's what we've seen here as well, is that it's an educated audience, and so if we have a situation where one of theirs is lost, you know, it's a bit of silence first of all, and then a round of applause, which is just perfect.
Yeah, Canada's primarily known as a hockey country, but based on the attendance and the enthusiasm here, you know, from the fans in attendance, It's pretty safe to say it's also a judo country.
Yeah, no, it is a judo country, that's for sure. And a great job Nicholas Gill is doing in Canada at the moment. I mean, I mean that sincerely. I mean, a great job of not only organising his coaches and getting everything organised as far as the coaching is concerned, but obviously to put this on and to such a high level as well. So congratulations to Canada for that.
Yeah, there's so many small moving parts to put an event like this on. I mean, what you're seeing is the polished finished product, and it looks very professional, and it takes months and months of preparation to make sure you've covered every small detail, and they have. And the venue, short track speed skating also uses this venue. They came in here and they couldn't believe how beautiful it looks. They've never seen it look this nice. So just It goes to show you the job they've done.
Well, that's fantastic. Under 73 kilos category for men yesterday, Hashimoto, two-time world champion, not going to go to the world championships. We know why.
Crazy.
Because #depth in Japan, and that was one of Anthony's quotes there. They've got so much depth in Japan that what happened was Hashimoto, who was a two-time world champion, silver medalist at the last world championships, lost in the Japanese trials, and he's not one of the two that they're going to send at this world championships coming up. But he was brilliant yesterday.
He looked spectacular. When you see someone perform at that level and try and grasp the concept that he will not be at the world championships, it's a shame. That's the only word I can think of.
Yeah, it is a shame, but that's judo, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But such depth in Japan. The last one, of course, Valois Fortier there in the final against, of course, Nagase. And Nagase, who is back, a former world champion Nagase, and of course Valois Fortier, a two-time Olympic medalist, a world medalist, and just come back after injury, but getting back to his very best. And what a cracking Uchimata, wasn't it, in the final? It was just something
it was
else.
incredible. Even it was explosive, it was dynamic, it was one hand. But for Antoine Valois Fortier to come back from an injury and have this result on home soil, and just the timing of things coming, World Championships next month and next year the Olympics. So if he can get himself revved up at the right time, hopefully he can get another Olympic medal.
Yes, I hope so too. And he'll certainly be there and roundabouts. I have no doubts about that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just very quickly, we're going to brief over. We've still got about 6 minutes before we go live on air with all of the preliminary rounds. We've got 5 weight categories coming, 3 in the men and 2 in the ladies. We've got under 90 kilograms for men, under 100 kilograms and plus 100s, where Teddy Renier is going to be at. And we have the minus 78 kilograms and plus 78s for ladies. So it's the light heavies and the heavies just about to happen. Let's just have a quick brief run through under 90 kilograms here, and some of the interesting matches that we might have. Triple at the top there as the top seed from Germany, and one of the few Europeans that we have here through here. And of course we've got quite a few Europeans and quite a few Canadians, in the tournament as well. Able to put 4 in every weight category. They might not have 4 in every weight category, but most. Down at the bottom there, Baker, you mentioned him earlier. All right, so possibility of some real fireworks in the under 90 kilograms.
Yeah, I find that category, they still have that explosive speed of someone around a middleweight, but at 90 kilograms, the strength and the size. Every morning I've been coming in here and I like to watch the warm-ups. I like to see the different mindsets of different athletes. And today when I looked at the warm-up, I was like, whoa, some big people out there. Some big, strong athletes.
And they're really big, and you don't realize how big they are till you're right up there next to them. Under 78 kilograms, Hamada at the top there, he's the top seed of Japan. So Japan have got a strong team in. I don't think it's their world team, but they've got a strong team in. And of course, just looking down, we've got Soares of Brazil down at the bottom there. And again, under 78 kilograms for ladies there. Strong event, and let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how it all unfolds. Minus 100 kilograms for men. Darwish, the world bronze medalist there, two-time world bronze medalist. Frey, Carl Richard Frey, is down the bottom, and of course all of the Canadians that are spread there as well. And we've got Kyle Reese up there at the top.
Oh, Kyle Reese is back. Very nice. There's one young fighter, Shadi Elnahas, who he got a couple medals this year on the world tour, and he's young and he's exciting, and personally, he's one of my favorite fighters.
Fantastic.
So
well, we look forward to seeing him. Absolutely. Minus 100s. We've got the plus 78s for ladies, and of course we've got Sarah Asahina, two-time world champion, one in the open weight world championships and one in her own weight category as well. And well, this is incredible because Mora, who's one of her main rivals in Japan, because of the world seeding, she is going to be fighting her in the second round of this because Asahina goes through to the second round automatically. She has a bye. And so that's going to be an early sorting out, domestic sorting out, there, maybe for an Olympic place.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yesterday we talked about a little bit, judo as a sport being on the forefront of gender equality and just the image of an ideal female athlete. And these women are so strong and they represent judo so well with regards to gender. It's really impressive to see women this strong and powerful out there doing a sport that they love.
Absolutely. Well, so that's plus 78s. Anything can happen there. Be interesting to see what happens and who comes through into the quarterfinal stages from that. And the plus 78s, well, there are three interesting things in the plus 78. Obviously, the main one is Teddy Riner, because we've got the great Teddy Riner in it. We've got Lucas Kapelic from the Czech Republic, and he is actually the highest world ranking in this. He was the Olympic champion in the year in London. He was the Olympic champion at the weight category below. Went up a weight category, 2 times bronze medalist in the world championships at the higher weight. Always, he seems the one that was going to challenge Teddy Riner, but we've had a couple come up since. And we could talk about those a little bit later. We've got one of them in it at the bottom half of the draw, Harasawa of Japan, who gave him a really good run in one of the world finals, and he's on form. So he's actually on form at the moment, Harasawa. He's getting on form. So, possible, either Kapelic and Teddy Riner, and I'm just looking down now here. Harasawa and of course we've got Mora up there. He's a world ranked player as well. He's second world ranked here. But Kapelic and Riner in one semi-final. Mora, possible Harasawa or Frey in the other, and you never know what's going to happen. So the heavyweights, very exciting prospect.
Yeah, from the semifinals on, it's anyone's contest. The exciting thing about heavyweight is that you still have the opportunity to have large differences in size. Somebody could be 105 kilos and someone could be 135 kilos. That's a big difference. So it makes for really exciting storytelling in the fighting.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to it. We are literally seconds now away from starting day 3 here in Montreal, Canada. We have had an absolute blast so far. I tell you, we've enjoyed it so much, and the time has gone like that, and we're looking forward to another day, the third and final day here in Montreal. And we're going to start, I can tell you now, on mat 1 with Haga, a former world champion at minus 100 kilograms, and he's going to be fighting Smith of the USA. That's going to be our first contest up. And remember, to all of you viewers out there, you can at any time just press your button, go from mat 1 to mat 2 to mat 3 if you have a fight that you want to see. You won't have our commentary on it, but whenever you want our commentary, you click onto our mat. Here we go. Haga against Smith, and Haga is in the white. Watch out for the Uchimata. Well, Haga is a left-handed Uchimata man, and that's what he's going to do here. I tell you, when he gets that sleeve, watch how he sets the line up for the Uchimata, and there it is. He's already felt it now, Smith. Yeah,
he must be really, really strong just to initiate a technique and have someone respond like that.
Well, you can feel it, can't you? Immediately you hook up with somebody and they take a grip. You can feel the danger, can't you? And I always say, from the commentary position or from the coach's dugout there, it's all right shouting, come on, do something, let's see you attack. But if you haven't got the right situation, it's impossible.
Yeah, I'd turn to my coach and say, let's see you attack.
Yeah, you come on.
And the Japanese fighters, I know when they start training from young, they really focus on leg strength and leg development and muscular endurance. And it pays off later when they have... Ooh, switch side there.
I think this shimmy was going on. That might just be it, was it? I'm not sure if he submitted there.
That looked like a tap.
It did. It did do. Well, Haga, quick with the transition as well. We saw over the last 2 days some really amazing transitions from standing down to ground, which is what is making our sport pretty unique, because it's not just about jiu-jitsu being about groundwork and judo being about standing work. It's about judo being a mixture of the two, and I really want it to build to a 50-50 Tachiwaza standing and groundwork fight. There's the Uchimata. It's all over.
Wow.
That's going to be an ippon, is it? I think
tried
it's
his
straight ippon.
Hardest not to go on his back, but that's pretty hard to stop.
Beautiful Uchimata. Has such a lovely entry for it. We'll have a look at the entry in a minute. But we talked about support foot. Of course, we can do Uchimata with the support foot on the outside, but then it has to rotate. It has to be a rotational one. In order to get lift, you need that support foot to be absolutely central, and that's how you get the lift.
That's a beautiful Uchimata. Yeah, it's interesting sometimes when you see some BJJ guys surprised about how much newaza we have, and we've been doing this for a long time.
Well, exactly, and it's only the rules that actually forced it to more of a 70-30 split. And now that they've changed that, and the interpretation of the rules has changed that. Okay, so Haga starts us all off with a great ippon. We're going to stay here. We've got Inamori Nami of Japan here against Megan Hanks of Canada.
Yeah, Inamori in the white gi, Megan Hanks in the blue gi, plus 78 kilogram action, round one. Mat number one, Grand Prix number one.
Have a look at the feet here of Inamori. She has really nice foot movement, and she is straight into the attack here.
Just left that arm wide open, and Inamori immediately capitalized. Let's see what you can do with that. Yeah, you mentioned it. The transitions from Tachiwaza to Newaza have been completely seamless and smooth, and it really makes for some exciting judo, and it makes athletes pay attention.
Well, yeah, it does. It's the smoother the transition, the better, of course. So this is a right against left, and now Inamori has the sleeve that she wants. She has an ouchigari that she does, and she also has a very low taitoshi. Let's see if she just pops it across.
Well, the expression on Hanks' face is indicating that she's having a hard time with the strength of Inamori.
There's the taitoshi. Well, if she stays down there too long, Hanks, she's going to find herself in trouble here because she's so strong here. Look at that. Inamori now is going to try and just leave her over there into the hold down, and I think it's all over.
It's going to happen, yep.
So Osai Komi, just 20 seconds she needs to hold her. Don't forget the winner.
Whoa, she might get out the... No. She adjusted.
She was very close, but not quite. And she did well there. So Hanks really not giving up on that. And Inamori will go through to fight Asahina in that second round match. And it is a quarter, I'm just looking now at the draw, it is a quarter-final match, which means that, of course, both will have a second, two chances of a medal. You have to get to the quarter-final stages for that to happen.
She had it wrapped up like she was in a straitjacket there, and then she let go of the arm and just really used this lever. Almost looked like she was going to do a Kimura type thing, but no, used it as a method to turn her over, and she tied it up. That was a hard hold down. If I can get out of that.
Yeah, once I mean, their stability in Newaza is such that they're not going to let a situation like that go. Well, just looking, we'll stay on this mat. Let's just stay on it. Eleonora Jerry of Italy then up against Aisha Douglas of Canada. Let's stay with the Canadians. Let's see how they do. We had a great run of wins yesterday with Canada. Their youngsters doing them proud.
It's interesting here. So Aisha Douglas in the blue from Canada appears to be a brown belt. And I was thinking about it yesterday. We see these fighters, and the black belt does not just come with the uniform. It's not. It seems standard because everybody here is a black belt. But that was the thing I wanted to point out. Everybody here is a black belt. And when I was a kid, that being a black belt was the coolest thing you could possibly do.
Of course. I mean, and I think, don't get me started about the grading system. I mean, I think one of the problems is that we just have we don't have enough pride in the black belt system as we used to, and I think it's not as important to people as it should be. And for me, it must be an absolute indication of level. That's what I really believe, you know. So I think we see people with higher grades that, you know, and people with lower grades that, you know, we should have our level on. Now, you know, and so we see some of the world champions still at first dan, and you think, well, I don't think that's right. You know, I think that they should be around about 4th or 5th degree black belt. Mm-hmm. You know, at world champion, you know, that's the level, isn't it? And then of course we know that from 5th degree upwards, it's services to the sport and dedication, you know, to other things. But yeah, you did start me off on that, didn't you? I mean, it is my subject.
It's funny. I kind of rebelled against grading it when I was younger, and I was still. I got my showdown when I was 15 years old. It was a few weeks before my 16th birthday, and they made an exception because of I had a lot of fighting points, and I've never went for a dan above that. So I've been a showdown for 30 years.
See, I'd be on you, you know. I would, because, you know, and the thing is that it's important that we have our grade that indicates our level. And that's.
Yeah, and everybody, all my teammates, all my partners, there's somewhere around 4th dan, and they always ask me why I don't.
Regret? Do you have regret because of that?
I'm starting to now. Yeah, I didn't.
And it's always now.
I always thought I'm a fighter. I want to win. I don't care about it.
And it doesn't matter, but it does.
And now I'm starting to regret. Damn it.
So 2 Shidos apiece here, and for anybody out there who doesn't know anything about judo, but I think mostly we have a judo audience that are tuning in here, but those 2 yellow cards there against each of these fighters means that possibility of Hansakomaki disqualification. Now it is a possibility that 2 people can get disqualified, and both fighters will be out, and then that means of course that the person in the next round will get a walkover. So it's going to go to blue. So Douglas was bad on the edge and a little bit of inexperienced, I think, and it showed, didn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely an applicable tactic that you can use and win. I really hope that we don't start seeing an abundance of penalties and stalling today. Sometimes in the heavier categories you can see that, but you can also see some brilliant judo, so I hope it goes in that direction.
Me too. Let's go to the under 90 kilogram category on mat 2, if we can. Ajili Blundell of Iceland here is up against Geronimo Saucedo of Mexico, and this is in the under 90 kilograms for men. Blundell is in white.
Yeah, sorry. That's definitely not the Mexican fighter in white. He's from Iceland.
Yes, we've seen, haven't we, some of the countries we haven't seen, certainly out in Europe. So it's quite interesting. The actual, where we've have this Grand Prix tournament is a particular place that's... Ooh, look at that. Juji Gatami on.
Wow, that was on.
Yeah. Yes, because of the well, I'm trying to think what the name where we are with the Montreal Grand Prix. Some of the countries obviously can't get to too easily. It's not so easy for access. But yeah, nice to see some of the smaller countries being able to make it here.
Yeah, Iceland, it's kind of in the middle, so.
Yeah.
These guys are big guys for 90 kilos. Look how tall and strong they are.
Well, of course.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be a score. Yeah, Wazari scored. And like you said, you know, the nice thing about this is that possible that Iceland can go through to, quarterfinals. It's just one before the quarterfinals, but getting out of this first round will be terrific.
Modern day Vikings.
Well, I mean, the winner of this will go through against Triple of Germany, and well, he is a handful, believe me.
Quite the international showing here in the Montreal Grand Prix. I actually thought about that yesterday. I wanted to give a shout out to some places. If you're over in Europe and you're tuning in right now, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. For everyone that was on social media saying hashtag Dream Team between Neil and I, thank you very much.
Oh, that's great.
You're calling us the commentary Dream Team.
Fantastic. Oh, good. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
To my friends in South America, hello. Of course, everybody in North America as well. Australia, Africa, Asia, all over the world.
So Cecido gets an ippon there from Mexico. Let's have a look how he does it. Left-handed, and it's Uchimata, a hopping Uchimata.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, nice technique. Ippons coming all over the place. That arm over the top there, it's almost Surigoshi. Starts off as Surigoshi there, controls the back, and then the Uchimata, the leg goes up the middle. So, nice technique. He was a Wazari down as well.
Yeah, he started from the back grip, and then it looked like an overhook, but he definitely had enough control of that shoulder to help rotate him.
So he goes through to fight Triple, and I hope he's done his homework there, because Triple is a handful. We'll go back up to mat number 1 if we can. Actually, no, we're going to go down to mat number 3, because we have Baker Mashu of Japan on there, and he's up against Matthew Koch of the USA.
$90-kilogram action. Of course, Baker in the white judo gi and Koch in the blue judo gi.
Well, he's wearing a gold back patch here. Baker is the Olympic champion, right? So we have really a Japanese team that have some of the youngsters in there, but they've got some really, really top players in as well. And I think that some of them are out here just for a run out, just to prior to World Championships, and of course to pick up points, because that's what a lot of countries here, a lot of fighters are doing here, picking up world qualification points for the Olympic Games, and they're absolutely essential because we're coming up to the Olympics. It's just around the corner.
It's also really good for the Montreal Grand Prix, considering it's the first Montreal Grand Prix to have world champions show up, Olympic champions show up, and, you know, immediately validate the event in terms of being significant and substantial.
Exactly. It's got quality, hasn't it? Really has.
Oh,
look at that.
Beautiful.
What a
Kochi.
Kochi.
My God.
That Kochi gak there absolutely blasts Koch over, and wow. Well, Baker threatened a couple of times with Osodagari, and then we'll have another look at it now. That Kochi gak just drove him over, didn't he there?
Yeah, and discipline with the hands, not touching the legs either.
Well, he only got a Wazari for it. They've downgraded it because he didn't quite land with full impetus, but it's all over now. Baker says, well, all right then. so he throws him with an Osodagari there just to finish it off, Baker, and made easy work of that. So Sirtosh takes him down, and
yeah, didn't really. I want to go check and see if he's sweating.
I don't think so. I don't think so. So Baker through, and that was an easy run through for him. And he's going to be up there against Klamet of Czech Republic in the next round. And Just looking through now to see where we can go. I think that what we're going to do is let's go down to map 3 and we'll prepare ourselves for a Harasawa Campos match, which is going to happen fairly soon. We have got Figaro on map 3 against Joe Andres of Canada. So where we can, we'll try and have the Canadians as much as we possibly can, because we had great matches with the Canadians yesterday.
Yeah, this is one of those examples. There's a significant weight difference between these gentlemen. Yes, it's plus 100, but man, they look like they're 2 different categories. Figueroa from Ecuador against Andres from Canada. Whoa, that is a strong man. Look at the dexterity from Figueroa there for a large guy. That's very impressive.
Well, this is their chance to shine, isn't it? The winner of this will go through to fight David Mora of Brazil. David Mora, beautiful technician, one of the top heavyweights in the world, and a beautiful technician. And
it's difficult sometimes in North America to find super heavyweights in combative sports, because they get sucked up by things like American football, basketball, even hockey, those big guys.
Yeah, well, I noticed that one time, and I was in Tallahassee where we were at the university there, and I went into the university gym. Wonder where all the heavyweight judo guys, US heavyweight judo guys were, and they were all in that gym. There were 30 American football guys there, and they were over 120 kilograms. That was incredible. Like you say, it's either be paid, $2 million a year or go into judo and be poor.
Yeah,
I guess.
And when a lot of people describe Teddy Ryder to other people, they say, well, it's an NBA basketball player that chose to do judo, or a defensive lineman in the NFL that chose to do judo, and people get the visual in terms of his strength and power and that his size, his presence. But somebody has to go down and try and seduce these young fighters or athletes to become judoka.
Yeah, I don't know whether money talks in a situation like that. I guess it does to a degree. We need some kind of initiative, for them. So left against right, and it's Andres just defending that Uchimata. Now then, that's going to be interesting. Almost goes onto the other mat. It started inside. I saw a couple of scores earlier in the year where they started one mat, finished in the other. And it was on the referee commission. We looked at it and we said, well, where should we stop it? If there's nothing happening on the other mat, then obviously they'll let it go. But if there's something happening, then for safety reasons, they'll stop it. But that was interesting.
They traveled quite far there.
So Figueroa, he goes down.
Beautiful. Hold him. Wow.
So Andres scores with Osoto Tosh and straight into the hold down there. Taps out there, Figueroa.
I'm not sure. Would you consider that an upset?
No, I think that it was just one or the other was going to go, probably against the run of play, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was exciting because it seemed like Figueroa was dominating the majority of the match, and then all of a sudden Andres switched sides and caught him off guard. Oh no, that was a straight side. That was a left Osoto. Wow.
Yeah, left Osoto takes him down straight into the hold down. I think he tapped out in the end.
And for those in attendance that thought they may have felt an aftershock, that was actually Figueroa hitting the mat. He's a big man. And
now we have, who I think is, is going to give him a fight, I think, this time. Hisayoshi Harasawa, then, of Japan. World silver medalist. And here he is up against Campos of Argentina. He's got a beautiful Uchimata when he decides to pop it in. And it all depends on which Harasawa has turned up here, because sometimes he gets his contest head on, and other times he can be quite passive, and he can throw.
It's interesting because the time difference is quite significant over, it's either 12 or 13 hour difference. And sometimes it depends how early before the tournament? Did they arrive? Did they adjust? Your body's on a particular clock. And if you're accustomed to training at, let's say 7 p.m. every day, your body's going to be prepared to perform at 7 p.m. And, the time difference can definitely play a factor.
Well, you've probably all noticed that we've just drifted up there to mat number 2. Teddy Renere's on, so we will just pop up. We've popped up to see Teddy Renere.
I'm going to stand up for this one here. I want to see this not on the monitor. I want to see this live.
Teddy Renere against Tadahara of USA, and away he goes.
And listen to the audience show their appreciation for his presence. That is a big, strong man. 2-time Olympic champion, 10-time world champion.
I think one of the important things to watch out for here is the kumikata of Teddy Renere. It doesn't happen by accident. He'll catch the sleeve every time, and then he'll take the big right hand over the top. So watch how he does catch the opponent's sleeve, and of course Tadahara will feel the danger. Now he's got the sleeve, then the big hand over the top, and that sleeve grip there is not by accident.
Look at the posture.
Uchimata! Wow, he does well there, doesn't he? Tadahara is out to fight, which is good to see. He's got nothing to lose, has he?
He's nothing to lose at all. And hopefully he realizes that he's not backing down. He's bringing this fight to Teddy, but it's Teddy. It's a huge man with excellent judo. Look at that grip strength. How do you get out of that?
Well, the only way is not to let him get it, but that's easier said. That's it. It's Ippon.
That's Ippon.
Ippon.
I'm sure people would have liked to see him fly through the air, but it's an Ippon nonetheless. Excellent first round to get the juices flowing a little bit for Teddy Ryder from France.
Yeah, remember, he hasn't been out for a little while, so just to walk out there, go through the process.
I imagine for Teddy, finding partners for Randori must be difficult to find guys that can just give him some competition.
Well,
really.
I think that goes for all heavyweights, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, most heavyweights have got, 3-4 people in there, so they rely on camps or going to somewhere where they've got a lot of depth in the minus 100s and the plus 100s, so a lot of these guys fighting together all the time. But like you said, how many people on a regular basis? You're not going to get club people, are you, going to go up there and have a little pull with Teddy? It doesn't happen.
Sometimes you may have to just borrow a friend just to be the uke for your uchikomi.
Yeah, no, I agree. So we're staying on this mat, and it's Hamada Shori of Japan in the minus 78 kilograms category for ladies against Sophie Berger of Belgium.
I have to confess, one year I was a little bit upset and kind of protesting, and I decided to fight a heavyweight one year, and I weighed 100.2 kilos. And
right.
I won the provincials, and then the nationals. I made a fatal error in the semifinals because I was well undersized, and it was a little bit of a timber action. And that was the last heavyweight competition.
Last one. Yes. So Hamada makes short work of that. We'll have another look, just see how she finished this one off. And Berger of Belgium succumbs. And like I say, there's some new faces for this Japanese team and there's some old guard as well. This Hamada, of course, is the world champion, so not a new face, but Hamada there doing the business. We're not going to see it back in slow motion, but that's okay. We'll get that a little bit later. Let's just go down to mat number 3, please. Johannes Frey, is against Chris Sherrington of Great Britain.
Whoa.
So Chris Sherrington has come back from retirement. He was taking a break from judo, and he decided, well, we haven't got a heavyweight in the UK. Let's try for an Olympic berth. So here he is in his first Grand Prix tournament. He's gone out there. He's going to get Shido for that for sure. Well, do you give Frey that for pushing out? That for me was a push out. You've got to get a differential on that. Saw it a couple of times yesterday.
It's an interesting phenomenon where one person steps out and it's up to interpretation of whether or not the person pushed them out. Let's just stand right in the middle and figure it out. That's my solution.
Well, and the other thing is, the yellow area, we have to stay within the yellow area. Rotating 1 meter before the edge and using that as your edge seems to me to be the key. You know, to me, to be actually aware of where your edge is and rotating off a meter before you get to that particular area.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, there's 3 penalties given. They're all perimeter penalties. And
well, this will be interesting now because we had this situation yesterday. If Frey looks just for that 3rd penalty, he probably won't get it. If he does that, then it's going to be better for him. So Chris Sherrington here, looking for the arm, I think.
Yeah, really going to work after this arm. And it's interesting to see such a large heavyweight really take to Newaza and get on him.
Yeah, he does it. He has a nice Juji Gatami follow through. You know, nice, like you say, nice to see him doing it.
Just tried to time that grab and go, drop down Seoinage. Just didn't get the grip. But he had the momentum. If he could have maintained that grip, that would have been a nice throw.
Yeah, 43 seconds, and Chris Sherrington wants to get on with this. So he realizes that Wazari there needs to pull it back.
But they drop down Ippon Seoinage of his own. 30 seconds left.
So now Sherrington trying the edge bit, and a little bit of frustration just creeping in here. Second Shido up there for Frey. So now Frey cannot run away. There's a Seoinage. That's it. It's all over.
Very nice. Sometimes when you put that pressure, you're open for that.
Well, you have to go forward.
You have to go.
And that is why with the 2 Shidos, if they're and the penalty system, if they're given at the right time, they can inject the pace, you know, and it changes the tactics because, like you said, it forces somebody to come forwards, and then you know that, of course, if the other person's got it, you know they've got to come on.
Yeah.
So that beautiful drop, Seoinage there, absolutely beautiful, and takes him over for the Ippon.
Yeah, earlier when the German fighter got a penalty, I think part of it was because of the what would I call it? Not the drama, but he kind of put his hands in the air, like what's that? And I don't know if that influenced the referee, but interesting.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, as well, you can't referee from the centre of the mat. You can't referee from the coach's dugout. That's not their job. Mm-hmm. And immediately it's going to get the backs up of the people officiating and have the opposite effect. For me, it would. And it does, you know, all the time. So better just to keep quiet, let them do their job. So here we go. Some good Newaza here. We've got Pakut of Poland here up against Stangelin of Italy, and if that leg comes out, it's going to be an offside comment.
Really
it might
a little
just come
bit
out.
too high here. If it comes out, she can breathe.
No, it's going to come out. She's going to take her backwards now, and she's going to go onto the arm. She's going to go onto the arm here for the Juji Gatami.
Oh,
she might just have it. Can she readjust the balance? Look at Stangelin there, just managing to turn to prevent that elbow.
Wow, excellent defense.
That was close, wasn't it?
That was a foregone conclusion, yeah.
Well, some good matches, so excuse us. There's the Osaikomi in the end there. Stangelin had to kind of succumb in the end. And Pakiot of Poland just widening her base and just making sure that she keeps the head under control for the full 20 seconds.
Yep, Stangelin fought right to the end, and I like to see that. But Beata Pakiot, that was a strong-looking hold down. Look at this.
Yeah, I thought she was trying to rip it off there.
Oh,
it certainly looked like it.
Holding the lapel was the extra support. I think she needed to not hyperextend the arm. That was very smart. And then when she realized the elbow was out of place, she continued to get out. But right into this Osaikomi.
Right, let's just zap up to mat number 1 then. Carl Richard Frey here, okay, who's the brother of Frey that we've just seen in the plus 100 kilograms category, and he is up against Ardizio of Italy, and he's a big thrower, Carl Richard Frey, but seems to be in trouble here because he's 2 shidos down. So we come just at the interesting time of this contest.
There's a couple Canadians after that as well, and then Haga coming up again.
Yes, so all happening here now on mat 1, 2 and 3, and for the people out there who have tuned in, good morning to you if you're in the in the UK or in France, in Europe there. 5-hour difference, but nevertheless.
If you're in California, it's 9 a.m. Good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, this is day 3 of 3. Montreal Grand Prix, the first ever. First 2 days have been incredible, exciting, excellent judo. The audience absolutely loving the display of judo that they're seeing. Today has a little extra excitement in the air, of course, with Teddy Ryder coming out of his break and preparing for the beautiful Uchimata attempt.
Didn't quite have the control with the hands, did he? So it was just the Kumikata that let him down there. Frey, he needs a big score. He knows that. Now then, that's it. He gets the score. Uranagi just stayed there too long, Ardizio.
Yeah, when he initially went in, they trying to just kind of power him over, but in doing so, you're staying there too long. And that was interesting because as he tried the Uranagi, it seemed like Ardizio was thinking about turning into the Oichi, but couldn't quite turn enough to put Frey on his back.
Yeah. Here it is. Just sticks. That's second too long, and it was a second too long because he went over for the Wazari.
Yeah, Koichi rather. But they're opened up here, 27 seconds left. Righty versus lefty, both grabbing the back and the belt, and whoa, oh man.
Yeah, change of direction there, just suddenly abandoned that. Now with seconds ticking away, coming up to the last 10 seconds.
Precious seconds if you're Ardizio.
Yeah, I think the referee will stop this, surely. This is just wasting time.
And that's it.
So all over then, and Carl Richard Frey goes through to the next round. Well, that takes him into actually the quarterfinals. So Frey will be happy about that.
Coming up next on mat 1, we have Zlatko Kumric from Croatia in the white gi, Ian Ryder from Canada in the blue gi. This will be round 2 competition in minus 100 kilos. Man, that replay. Ardizio almost caught that Koichi and put him on his back. Here it is again. Look at his foot. Just. Oh, this is the end there. No, that's it. Look. Oh. Just managed to get enough footing to rotate him on his back.
Well, of course, with any kind of counter technique, you're not allowed to land on your own back. It doesn't score. You've got to get rotation with your body.
Wow, the Croatian fighter, very tall. Look at Ian, really giving it.
Well, I'm impressed with the Canadian squad here. They're coming in here well prepared, and also every one of them making a good account of themselves.
Yeah, in these particular categories, 90 kilos and minus 100 kilos, Canada's starting to show some depth. Well, Ian Ryder is going to have to come up with a solution for that strong left-handed grip from Kumaric. Yeah, you can see Ian Ryder is not comfortable with his own grip and constantly trying to modify it. Get into a position where he's at least equal.
Well, I got a funny feeling that one of them is going to go. I was just about to say that the front leg often poses the threat, and there the Croatian Kumaric just wrapped himself round for that Osoto, and the awe in this stadium there was terrific.
Yeah, in unison, one collective sound. And I always find that interesting when it's the same hand, both competitors are the same hand, because you're already prepared for it. You're leaning in, and still he had the strength to just change
Well,
it.
do you know what changes the mechanics often, especially if you've got left to left or right to right. Front leg poses the threat, so they go for the front leg, but it's the head. Look at the head.
Yes.
And they throw the head in, and the head determines the direction of the technique.
I want to see that again.
Yeah, watch it again. Watch his head. There's around the leg, but it's the head that changes the whole mechanic of the whole thing.
Like a slight turn.
It tilts everything. If you see any thrower, whether it's javelin, ball, whether it's a shot put, it's always the head that determines the direction.
It's funny, I would have thought it would be the footwork, but I guess in unison.
No, it's all in unison. It has to. And the hands and the feet have to work together. That's where the power comes from.
Here's Shadi Al-Nahas, I referred to earlier. Exciting young fighter from Canada, and very young, 22 years old, I believe.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm impressed because they've some good youngsters out here, the Canadians, and I mean, you kind of expect it, but it's a great opportunity, and look at that, looking for the big one.
That's his favorite thrill.
But I can tell you now that Horek of Czech Republic here is very experienced, a medal winner in all of the Grand Prix, Grand Slams, so he's very experienced. And that's going to be a score. That's a Wazari scored there.
Yeah, this year Shadi started achieving some medals, and you can really see his confidence taking off. We mentioned Fonseca yesterday. I think Shadi threw him this year for Ippon as well.
Yes, he is. He's growing with confidence, isn't he? Every tournament that he does, every tournament that I've seen him at, he has been looking for Ippon, and only Ippon. Well turned. That was really well turned, but there was no control with the hands. You've got to have control with the hands, and you've got to direct it with the tewaza as well.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, big, strong athletes here. And Shadi looks a little slender for the division, but he makes up for it in raw strength. Look at that. Oh, very nice attack. Right into Newaza.
Yeah, Horrocks got a lot to do here. He really got to dig in here. He knows he needs something big.
Yeah, really trying to disrupt him immediately upon engaging.
He's in control, isn't he? Elhannes is in control of this, just picking his right moments. He's going to get Shido for that. That was a drop for me. So I think he'll just get up. We can't do that. I mean, when you're going to do any kind of Yoko Satemi or any kind of Yoko sacrifice throws, you've got to make sure that he gets the Shido for it. You've got to make sure you get movement from it. And it's a long way to go yet. It's still 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's funny because he's grabbing the belt, but he's just above the belt, and I find that you're just losing a little bit of power is leaking if that gi untucks. You're not able to apply all your strength.
Well, it's up to Horrock now. We were talking about them having to come forwards, and it's up to Horrock to do it now. Can he get him? The Newaza is not evident here. I don't think either one really wants it down there. Elhannes, he'll prefer to stand up, I think, and throw.
Yeah, he's definitely a thrower. 1 minute, 9 seconds left. Al Nahas up by Almazari. You gotta keep focused here. These guys are so strong and explosive. It's still anybody's contest at any point. Whoa, whoa. They seem to like that corner there. They keep going to it.
Well, this is the thing about the edge play, isn't it? And that's why the stricter on the edge, then the better it is. And we were talking, weren't we, about just rotating it just 1 meter before the end and just not drifting and gravitating towards the end. If the rules allow you to do it, or the referee allows you to do it, then you're in trouble. What? Well, I don't think he'll get it for that. It wasn't enough direction. It didn't come from Elhannes. It wasn't him that actually directed it.
Yeah,
so they'll have a look at it first of all. Let's look at the hands. This would be good for us just to have a look at this now. And for the people out there who think, oh yeah, that was definitely a score. If we have a situation where somebody attacks and the other one falls on top and goes, wow, or as if it's their technique. If it wasn't their technique and it was the other one initiating, they won't give it. So it has to be yours. So if you switch part the way through and then you have the key high and there he gets it. Okay, so they if we see this back in slow motion now, we can have a look to see if he directs it.
Look at that. So the most important thing is the hand application.
Hand and also the fact that you have actually initiated the. You see, for me that wasn't. I agreed with the referee on this because you tell me whether it was actually his technique.
Yeah. So here.
For me, it needs to be just a little bit more of an emphasis on, I've turned this. This is my technique. So actually, on that particular occasion, I agreed with the referee. But anyway, we're not out there. Yeah. So we're going to go up to mat number 1 if we can. We are already on mat number 1. Sorry, we're already there, and we've got Ramarenko of the United Arab Emirates here up against Haga, and Ramarenko is. A real handful here for Haga. He's caused him problems before.
Oh, that was fast. Ramarenko is definitely taking the fight to him.
Yeah, and he's won lots of medals on the international circuit, Ramarenko. So Haga won't have it all his own way here.
Yeah, let's see how Haga responds to that strong attack. Oh, nice. Lefty versus... Oh. Ramarenko doesn't have the grip he wants right now. He's trying to find something. Either a lapel, and now he's going to break it and start from scratch.
Yeah, he has been a world medalist, Ramarenko. Third place in the World Championships in, I think it was 2015. So he really has got the level. So a Shido each then, Ramarenko and Haga.
2 minutes, 42 seconds remaining in this round 2 competition in minus 100 kilos. This is day 3 of the Montreal Grand Prix. The first ever Grand Prix in Canada as a part of the IJF World Judo Tour.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be the last either, Anthony. It's just absolutely electric atmosphere. It's magical in here. Brilliant.
Yeah, perfect venue. We are in the Olympic Park from the 76 Montreal Olympics. There are football stadiums around us, hockey arenas around us, the Olympic stadiums around us. It's just really quite the athletic environment. Look at that nice grip, nice posture. Trying to move him. That's a big man. He's trying to move a big man. It's not easy.
No, and he's looking for the setup for the Uchimata, of course. There it is. Oh!
Man, just before he went for that throw, he did a little bit of shimmy in the hips to try and test his reflexes, and he was confident enough to fire it off, and man, spectacular.
Isn't that what we were talking about just using the hips and the reflex? So this is all about action-reaction, and that little hip reflex there just got the way in. And just as I was saying there, he's looking for the way in, and boom, he found it.
He found it. Wonderful. Look at the lift he creates. Beautiful.
Yeah, Ramarenko there says, well, I might as well do the Ukemi as well. 2 Uchimatas from Haga, and this is the best I've seen him for a long time, Haga.
Yeah. His support leg, again, just on the outside, but really, really tremendous lift.
Well, we're going to see an interesting little matchup now, because we've got Sarah Asahina, two-time world champion. She's fighting for her Olympic place here, because also Sonne, who's not here, is her main rival with Inamori, but she cannot afford to lose to Inamori here, and this is the quarter-final here, and she has to win it. The world champion has to win it. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, this is interesting, you know. Don't adjust your set. These are 2 Japanese competitors. And I imagine they train together, they know each other.
Yeah, they won't train together. I know they don't. I know Sarah Asahina. She speaks very good English, actually. And I know her very well, and I know her dad well. And she has really lovely ashiwaza. And I know that they don't. The odd time may be for a randori, but at squad trainings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she won't go all out to fight these.
So Shadi El Nahas's brother Mohab El Nahas is now on mat 3. So again, brothers again. It's the 3rd set of brothers, I think. This weekend, maybe.
It's a family affair.
Family affair. Well, families that train together stay together.
I like that.
And I believe Mohab El Nahas is the older brother.
So far Asahina, because she's been trying the Sasai, she has got a Makikomi on the opposite side as well, but known for her Ashiwaza and her Sasai. Of course, Inamori, she knows that. She's already Shido down, so she's having a job here to get through the defenses of Asahina.
Yeah, a little bit of a chess match here. Trying to jockey for position and just get into the right place at the right time to fire off an attack. Wow, there's one. Asahina, her foot sweeps look like they're hard kicks.
Well, she has a lovely Sasai. She has a really nice Sasai. Well, that the cheer there is for
Zachary Bird
Yeah.
on mat number 2, Canadian minus 90 kilogram competitor with a victory over Eduardo Bettoni from Brazil. I know the Burt family is here, and I believe they have 8 children, and they all do judo, so they have their own team.
Well, nowhere near here. Inamura's nowhere near, but it's a Shido up on the board each. The referees, and I know that the judges as well, won't put up with anything being too passive. They'll want these to open up a little bit.
Yeah, 1 minute, 17 seconds remaining. 1 Shido apiece, no score. Quarterfinal action. The winner of this in the semifinals. This is an important contest. Whoa. It's like trying to throw a brick wall. She just stopped it. One minute, 7 seconds remaining. Oh, and second Shido for Inamori. This is going to change the complexion of this contest. She's going to have to turn it up, open up. And
down then to, and let's come down to mat number 3. Fraser Chamberlain in the under 90 kilograms category, and he's against Mohamed Elanas of Canada.
yeah, Chamberlain looks like he really likes Newaza. Every exchange they had, they went to the ground. There's a Rosari, I believe, for Mohab El Nahas. And look, immediately going for that Sankakujime. And it looks like he's just about to get that, unless... Oh, he picked him up, okay.
Yeah, he had to... Pretty desperate there for that mate, wasn't he? Chamberlain has had great form. Took out the existing world champion, the world champion for 2017 twice now, but he's struggling in this match here against El Nahas.
Yeah, Mohab El Nahas was coming off of an injury, and he's back now, and he's just gaining momentum. It looks like he's going for the Osai Komiwaza here. Is he going to be able to
close it down? Can he close it?
Oh, I got the... the one leg's in there. And let's see if he can... Oh, digging for the arm. He stepped over with the left leg just before he secured the arm, but he got it now. Wow. Gigi Gatami victory against a competitor who's very good in Newaza. That has to feel pretty good.
Well,
so both brothers winning first round?
Absolutely. I had to get through this round in order to get to the quarterfinals. He'll be really disappointed with that, Chamberlain, because he's had a good run of good wins. And so you'll have to go back, just rethink it and not take too much from this. But El Nahas, like you say, 2 wins, both the brothers winning through. And Canada.
The little brother is the bigger brother. That doesn't sound right, but the younger brother is the bigger brother.
Yeah, it didn't look as if he was going to get that arm out, did he? Then straight underneath.
And it's interesting because his hands were right there. They just weren't clasped. I don't know if he was expecting mate.
Yeah, maybe. I think you could stop too early. And, of course, that's what you can't do now. You can't stop too early, and they'll let it carry on.
He covered up for a moment, and then here it just seems like he's... Oh, he went to get the leg, and, okay, missed his hands. His hands are heavily taped up as well.
Colton Brown of the USA against Thomas Spikeman of Argentina in this next one up, and we're going to stay on this mat because we've got Lucas Kapelic after that, and we want to see Lucas Kapelic, the Olympic champion from London, but at minus 100 kilograms.
Baker Mashu on the mat here, looking very strong.
We've got, absolutely. No, we're down at the moment on with Klambert of the Czech Republic, and we've got Baker Masu of Japan. The Olympic champion then is down on mat number 3 at 90 kilograms.
Baker Masu, of course, in the blue gi, and Klambert in the white. 1 Shido, 2 Klambert. Almost a minute gone. Man, Baker Mashu's posture just looks so strong.
Well, you know, I've seen him since the Olympic Games. I've seen him lose a couple of times, and surprisingly, but it's a surprise always, isn't it? When you see an Olympic champion, you think, well, he just, you know, we need the consistency from the Olympic champions. When he's good, he's absolutely incredible, you know, and just the odd time he has a blip, but looks good here and looks strong, and his defense looks good as well.
Yeah, his reaction time is top notch right now. I mean, yeah, there's consistencies in the sport of judo, but there's also anomalies and accidents, I guess you could call them, especially with Ashiwaza.
Well, one penalty up there to Clement, and I know that Clement is a really strong fighter as well, but that's going to be a Wazari. Is he going to give it a Wazari? Well, yeah, probably Ippon. Stay down in the Newaza. Oh dear. That's the situation. I tell you what happens here. All right, he scored, and of course, was it Ippon or was it a Wazari? And we've seen people getting up, leave the Osai Komi, and of course, then they've changed it to a Wazari. And he's, you know, so that's why I always say, stay down.
Yeah.
Absolutely stay down. But he gets the Ippon anyway. So now we can go to we'll just see this first of all in slow motion and see the landing. Probably, it could have gone Wazari or an Ippon, I think, from this angle. Either way, he gets it and fully deserves it.
What's the call these days if a competitor lands in somewhat of a neck bridge type motion?
Well, if it's intention, it's all about intention. If it's an intentional avoidance by using the neck, it's Hansokamaki.
Okay.
Intention is the key word. If we get to a situation like that, we'll pick up on it. And right, and you ask me again. Okay, let's go up to Kapelik then, who is on mat number 2. And Kapelik here looking for the Osai Komi and looking for the groundwork. He'll go to the arm now as well. One of the few heavyweights here to be using Newaza, and to great success. Kapelik here against Deschênes of Canada.
Yeah, Deschênes able to hold on long enough for a mate, but Kapelik, wow, he was on him like he owed him money.
A little bit confusing because we're seeing Kapelik here with the golden back patch here. He is Olympic champion, but he is the Olympic champion at the weight below.
Ah, yes. Man, he's big in plus 100 kilos. He must have been massive in minus 100 kilos.
Yeah, I think he found it difficult to keep the weight, that's for sure.
That's an interesting decision to go from one. Wow, to go from minus 200.
You know what happened was that he didn't know. He said, well, what else can I do in this weight category? Struggling a little bit to make the weight. You know, I'll go up to the next weight category, see if I can do it there as well.
Yep, some competitors like that's
all over. So Wazari was at the Ippon, or did he get the Ippon for that? So easy run through for Kapelik. Carry on, sorry.
Some competitors, when they move up, they do like the benefit of your opponents being a little bit slower, if that's an attribute that you can capitalize on.
Yeah, it's different foot movement, isn't it? And I think that they tend to come out, grip up, and then go. Look at this.
Beautiful.
Yoko Wakari, and beautifully executed.
Just steps right across, beautiful. Well done.
Yeah, okay, so we're on Siminescu now of Romania. Teddy Renere's up again.
Oh, wow, here we go.
And it's me that's going to stand up now. So from the commentary position here, we're just taking a standing position so we can see it. Teddy Renere, Siminescu, of course, one of the top heavyweights in the world. So this isn't just anybody that he's fighting.
Yeah, that's a big, thick, strong man, Siminescu. In the white, of course. Teddy Ryder in the blue. Jockeying for position, battling for grips. Plus 100 kilograms.
Both fighters just being told that they're just blocking out, they've got to take a grip. Siminescu, of course, will know that if he gives up that sleeve, possibility for the Uchimata and for the well, the Osoto as well. He's got a great Osoto from there as well.
To see him be thrown by Uchimata would be quite spectacular. That's a heavy man with a low center of gravity.
Yeah, we've seen it before. I mean, we saw it in the final of the Paris tournament, and that was the biggest Uchimata. I mean, two giants, and Uchimata performed. And you said just earlier, you said if for those who felt the vibrations, it was one of those in the Paris tournament. That was, and that was against Kim of Korea. So they're just tapping away here, and I think that if they're not careful, they're both going to just get a Shido, and we'll see then what happens, because Teddy Riner now has the sleeve. Is he going to use it?
Yeah, Teddy had the dominant grip, and Simonescu stepped outside, so let's see if he can heel. Okay, so it's 2 Shidos for Simonescu, so Teddy Riner only has 1. So Simonescu's going to have to open up with that grip.
Yeah, the sleeve grip is absolutely key, and he's looking for the Uchimata, looking for the way in. Is he backing him up for the penalty? Well, he tries the Kosoto then as well.
I'd like to get a statistic on the combined weight of these two gentlemen.
I'm sure we've got it somewhere. Well, we normally have it. The heavyweights have to log their weights, actually. So
that's about 600 pounds of competitor, maybe.
Yeah, Simonescu, the last time I think was weighing in at 152 kilos.
Oh my Lord.
Which is about 315 pounds.
Well, thankfully I don't have to pay for his grocery bill.
And he has great technique, and normally Simonescu's going in there, but of course he's being dominated here with the grips. It's there's the Oguruma from Teddy Riner. Teddy Riner just takes him over.
Yeah, wonderful the square judo.
Just waited his moment, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Quite patient, waited for the right time, and listen to this audience, just chanting, Teddy, Teddy. Of course, Teddy Ryder is from France, and we are in a French-Canadian part of Canada. I'm not sure if that has an effect on how much they like him or not. But.
Well, I think it's been a very receptive crowd. So look at that. Ashi Guruma to finish that one off. I think it's more Ashi than O. And I think that, yes, it is. It's Ashi Guruma, but beautifully executed. And Teddy Riner now has his 2 hardest fights, of course, coming up. He's got Kapelik and then Harasawa. If Harasawa gets through the next 2 fights, we will see. So we've gone back, I think, now to the under 78 kilograms category for ladies. We've got Hamada Shuri of Japan up against Zenka of Germany. So the world champion, Hamada, looking all the time for the big shoulder throws, the Sodi Surakami Gosh. And now looking for the transition in Newaza. Just a quick look here. So we have Chala of Ecuador against Papadakis of the USA. Papadakis of the USA, please excuse me. And Papadakis is in blue. This is a quarter-final match in the under 78s, and wow, it's all over. That was absolutely huge. Sotomayor, oh my goodness me. And Chala of Ecuador there absolutely buries her opponent, and that was incredible. Let's have another look. Yeah. Soda Makikomi was the technique in the end, and wow. Well, we're going to one more look at this, and then we've got a match going on at the moment. I wouldn't mind just going up to having a look at the Kyle Reese on mat number 1 here against Ramdam Darwish of Egypt. So I'm really happy to say hello to Nikki Adams, who's just joined me, and for the commentary. Was that the biggest Osoto Makikomi that you've ever seen in your life?
Did you not hear me over there? No. Oh my goodness! I think they have to sweep her off the basement floor. Poor thing.
I think so. And yeah, it was absolutely huge. So we've got now Kyle Reese from Canada, and just saying how incredible the whole performance from the Canadian squad is. It's just incredible.
Fantastic. And this is Kyle's second event after injury. He's just had his ACL done, and it's his second tournament back, I'm told, and he's doing phenomenal. You wouldn't even know he's been injured. And yeah, I mean, we're on fire again. Second day. Unbelievable.
Third day.
Right?
Yeah. No, it is the third day.
It is.
I mean, 1 gold medal, 4 silvers. I don't know how many bronzes, but I think it's the young squad that are performing so well that is making this absolutely incredible.
Well,
for Canada.
and definitely taking advantage of the hometown advantage, which, like we said before, I didn't really buy into, but they feel comfortable here. They feel confident here. And they're saying, why not? Let's go for it. And they're certainly putting on the show that they need to.
They are putting on a show, absolutely. And it gives the youngsters a chance to come here and fight with the very best as well. Well, the great Teddy Riner, we've seen him go through to the quarterfinals now. That's Reese is the loser there. Darwish has beaten him. Don't forget that Darwish is a 2-time world bronze medalist, all right? So it's not just anybody that's beaten him there. Carl Reese has lost, so he'll be out of the running for medals, I'm afraid, and that is a bit of a shame.
It is, because he's one of their dynamic players that were scoped today for a medal.
Let's come down to mat number 3. I want to have a look at David Mora. This is his first time out. We've talked about, of course, great Teddy Riner and Harasawa, but David Mora is also a really top heavyweight, and he's in world ranked number 3 at the moment, I think, and he is here fighting. Oh. Beautiful. I mean, is that an Ippon? Kind of, yeah, it could have been a Wazari, couldn't it? But anyway, Andres of Canada goes over. We'll have a look at the landing in a minute.
Fast pace today, which is great for the heavier weights. No, sometimes they can crawl a little bit, but today it's been boom, 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 and it's a really good pace in between fights, and the fights are going well.
We just saw the landing there. Look at the points to the shoulders here. And if you are thinking about scoring that, I think we could just about accept an Ippon for that.
I'm not quite sure why you questioned it, but there we are.
Okay, so it's a really good match here with Harasawa Hishiyoshi of Japan. And he is up against Johannes Frey here. And it should be a really good quarterfinal matches. We're already at the quarterfinal stages here.
Frey's been pretty cagey today. From what I've been looking, he's really into his kumikata, trying to find that dominant grip. But I don't know, it's just not confident gripping to me.
Well, I think he's going to have a real problem here with Harasawa. Harasawa has beautiful uchimata movement, and he just explodes underneath. He'll look for the way in. And I think you're right. It's about the gripping, and of course he can feel the danger. That's the problem.
Sure.
One of the problems is when somebody grips up, as you know, is that you feel the danger immediately.
The problem being with a Japanese opponent, you're going to. My first thought is get him moving. However, they come from every different angle, so the danger is coming from every direction, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not so easy, is it? And we were just saying there to Anthony, we were talking about the importance of moving, and from here it's easy. Like get a grip. It sounds easy, but
do something.
Do something. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it?
But to me here, Frey is a great kumikata, is going back and forth, but it's more defending. He's not using his kumikata, he's not using it with the intention to attack.
Which is why he's going to get this second penalty, which is, great observation. Positive against negative there, just doesn't want him to get hold. The reason he doesn't want Harasawa to get hold is that he doesn't want to be thrown for Ippon.
Well, you got to be in it to win it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and we were talking about the importance of the penalty system and why, and the penalty system is there to rev it up. It's not just to punish, it's just to get everything going, and tries the Tomonagi there. I don't think he can. I mean, to be quite honest for Frey, it's very difficult against the Japanese when you're fighting somebody with good kumikata. To get through the defences, it's really hard.
Well, it is a Grand Prix.
It is. Best people here, and certainly there's world champions, Olympic champions. You see now, he's just looking here, Harasawa.
Yeah, but that can't be rewarded.
No, well,
that's
let's hope it's
judo.
not. Let's hope it's not. So just looking for the Shido is not enough. There, that's what we want to see. Got a dominant grip, got to attack off it.
Well, this should tell the tale.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him off because it's quite a negative kind of match at the moment, and they'll just penalise him off, and it's all over. So semi-final was up there for grabs, and no real techniques handed done. It was a bit of a
hopefully
shame.
he goes home, looks at it, and sees the work that needs to be done.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because that's going to keep him at this level, right? He's not going to go any further if he doesn't get that kumikata sorted. And I mean, he's got really nice kumikata, really great kumikata. So why not use it to your advantage, no matter who's at the end of your arms, right?
Yeah. So I'd just like to thank Nikki. Thank you for joining me and just filling in. Anthony's back. And he's just going to rejoin us back there. But Nikki, of course, 7-time Canadian champion. She was Pan American Games champion. And while she was just passing, and I grabbed her to get her expert opinion. And she was passing through. She said, "Shall I come in?" I pulled her into the seat. You don't mind?
She definitely knows what she's talking about.
No, absolutely. She does, and we just saw the biggest. Actually, she came in. We saw a biggest Soto that you've ever seen in the under 78 kilos category. But now we've got a situation here. Which match have we got on here? Let's go to mat number 2, under 90 kilograms. Zachary Burt of Canada up against Colton Brown of the USA.
Yeah, this is quarterfinal action. Of course, Zachary Burt in the white judo gi, Colton Brown from the United States of America in the blue judo gi. I'm not sure how many times these guys have faced each other, but they look like they're quite familiar with each other.
Yeah, great
big implications for this one.
Well, great opportunity as well, isn't it, for one of these to go through to the semi-finals. Great opportunity. A semi-final of a major tournament. It's not only is a Grand Prix, but it's an opportunity to get through.
Yeah, I'm surprised. 2 Shido over 2 minutes and 42 seconds remaining, and they both have 2 Shidos, so this has to open up right now. We got a lot of time, so someone's probably going to go for some air miles.
Yeah, anything can happen here.
Lefty versus righty, of course, fighting for that pulling hand. Sometimes they're going to use the opposite side lapel to bring them in closer, but now they got their sleeve grips. Just really kind of nullifying each other's offense with hip movement. Let's see if somebody can fake them enough and change directions and produce some spectacular judo. 90-kilogram action. Ooh. Colton Brown committed. I'm not sure if he was trying for Uchimata, but couldn't quite get in between Bert's legs to generate that lift needed. One minute, 54 seconds, just past the halfway point in this contest. Again, 2 Shidos. No score on the board yet, but 2 Shidos. So that's significant. That's going to change the outlook of this fight for both competitors. They cannot relax for 1 second. They cannot make a mistake, because a mistake at this point will be fatal. And will keep them out of the semifinals. I mean, this one-handed judo is not my favorite. Doesn't appear to be the most effective, but sometimes when it's right-handed competitor versus left-handed competitor, it's difficult to get that second hand. You can see them going for it. They're fighting for it. Right now they got the one hand each. And they keep going out of bounds, but they're going out of bounds due to action and, you know, offense and defense. Oh, that was a fast attempt. I'm not sure if that was a Sumagaishi or Tomonagi attempt. It was so fast. Once again, I am being joined by Mr. Louis Jani. For those that might not recognize the name, he is a multiple-time Olympian, Pan American Games champion for Canada, former national coach as well, and director of, you have to help me with that one.
We're fixing, can you hear me there?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. And right now I'm chair of the High Performance Committee of Judo Canada.
Oh, wow. Are you enjoying the competition thus far today? You like the heavyweights?
It's an amazing competition. It's been amazing, and today I think there's even more spectators, and we hear them and they cheer. They're knowledgeable spectators. It reminds me, you know, of tournaments in Paris where people are extremely knowledgeable, and here too they're reacting to beautiful throws, and of course they're encouraging the Canadians as you would expect, but it's a knowledgeable crowd. They love judo.
Yeah, it makes it so much more fun when you have a knowledgeable crowd, because their reactions and responses are immediate. They're strong. They're in unison. When everybody cheers at the same time, it becomes a collective audience, and you can hear it. We got 28 seconds left in this quarterfinal competition here between Zachary Burt in the white judo gi from Canada versus Colton Brown in the blue judo gi from the United States of America. Big implications for this one. The winner of this, of course, will go to the semifinals and have an excellent shot at a medal. 9 seconds left. We are going to go into golden score, it looks like.
Golden score it is.
For the casual viewer, golden score is, of course, a sudden death overtime, with the first person scoring being declared the winner.
And Zachary Burt, I saw his first fight. It was a very good one. I haven't seen Colton Brown fight in earlier, but these two are evenly matched. And right now, they've been going back and forth, attacking. There is no margin of error now because they each have 2 Shidos. They have to keep up the pace.
Yeah, Zachary Burt, I know his family's here, and I believe I might get it wrong. It's 8 brothers and sisters in total in the family, so there's a large contingent. And if he does win, they will erupt. 30 seconds now into golden score. Anybody's game. They are, wow!
That was nice foot sweep and close, but no cigar yet.
Yeah, if he put the effort on the first one like he did the second one, they could have caught him off guard. He was able to adjust, get his footing. Again, big implications. The winner of this is in the semifinals in minus 90 kilograms. Colton Brown still looks pretty fresh. Again, because they are righty versus lefty, they're nullifying each other's offense and often fighting with one hand apiece. They got to get that second hand. Colton Brown coming on strong now.
Zachary Burt also has the also fights sometimes from the collar grip. That means if he cannot get the sleeve, he'll simply hold the collar of the opponent.
Like both lapels?
Yes, at both lapels. We've seen him do it before. But obviously, it's not as efficient as holding the sleeve.
Oh, he committed on that. We are 1 minute, 22 seconds into golden score. Let's see if fatigue becomes a factor in this contest. Really leaning into one another.
Zachary is controlling the inside. And Colton has been moving forward. I think he looks more like the aggressor right now, but Zachary Burt is doing a good job at controlling the inside of the kumikata.
For those watching at home, if you do want to go to mat 1, we do have Shadi El Nahas from Canada versus Haga Ryunosuke from Japan. They are also in golden score. Whoa, man, that was close, but he did not get to his side or his back. Well, the audience is really electrified. I believe they're watching mat number 1 here because that's when the action just took place.
And now we're back in action with Zachary Burt versus Colton Brown. 2 minutes into overtime.
Yeah, the attention of the Canadian spectators are divided between the mat 1 and mat 2 at the moment. It'd be nice if we had eyes like chameleons. We can watch each. Oh.
Again, so close.
Excellent dexterity from Colton Brown, and able to turn to his stomach and avoid the score. Again, loud. They're over 2 minutes in golden score. Let's see if conditioning plays a factor. Both guys really starting to show the fatigue. And if the reflexes diminish for just a little bit, it's going to generate an opportunity for the other. At this point, sometimes just tucking in your judo gi fatigues your arms. Here we go. Colton Brown still has that spring in his step.
But with the right arm, Zachary is controlling the inside. And I hope that this last attempt is not going to be penalized. But we know that the referees become quite severe in overtime. The least attack that doesn't seem like it was a real attempt will be penalized. So you can only do good attempts where that puts your opponent in some unbalancing, you know.
Yeah, that one was on the border, I believe, but he got away with it. We don't want to see a fighter lose like that, especially in golden score where they've been putting such an effort, really pushing each other. And they had the same thing in mind. mat number 1. Inamori from Japan. This is Mackenzie Williams from the USA. This is plus 78 kilogram repechage action. Oh,
Hey,
that's going to be an
beautiful.
Ippon. Beautiful.
Ken Ouchi finished with Uchimata.
That was 17 seconds into that fight. So not wasting any time.
There she goes back, and then a switch sideways to Uchimata.
And it's the hopping on the stability leg that
That's
is
right.
makes it the kan-kan.
Yeah, the Ken, yeah.
Not to be confused with the dance. Then we're going to have Eleonora Geri from Italy and Nina Kutrokele from the United States of America in the blue gi. Let's see if they can follow that contest with something equally spectacular.
Oh, they're just feeling the fight a little bit with some non-committed Ashiwaza here.
Yeah. Perhaps trying to distract their opponent.
I don't know if they think that that looks like they're active, but I don't think it's going to fool the referee very long. And they are going to get both the first Shido for non-combativity.
And you can probably hear the audience in the background starting to chant Teddy as Teddy Ryder makes his way to mat number 2.
Yeah, a big matchup coming up. The Olympic champion and 10 times world champion Teddy Riner of the heavyweights is fighting Krapalek from the Czech Republic, the Olympic champion in light heavyweight minus 100 kilos, who since Rio has moved up into the heavyweight rank. This is a matchup that a lot of people have been waiting for. This is, and I think we can feel the tension here in the stadium in Montreal.
Whoa, many people believe that he is the man. If anyone can do it, he's the man that can do it. And it's the first time I see somebody that almost matches the size and presence of Teddy Ryder.
I think Krapalek is going to throw all his strength into this fight early on. He knows that Teddy Riner has been away from competitions for almost 2 years, so he must be a little bit rusty. And even though you may be doing all the training, it never quite matches the intensity that you find when you're into competition. So it is a big test for both of these superb athletes, both Olympic champions. This is really a matchup. You have to remember that Teddy Riner hasn't lost a fight in 9 years. He hasn't been scored on in 9 years.
Yeah, many people thinking this could be the finals of a World Championships or Olympics. And we're getting
Now
it
we
right
see
here.
that Teddy Riner is controlling the grip now. He's got the sleeve. And that's important for Riner to control that sleeve. When he has the sleeve, he's in control of the fight. And
Whoa!
that was close both ways.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one to call that. Teddy Riner has the size
But now,
advantage.
if there's a chance for Krapalek, it should be on the ground. Krapalek is extremely strong on the ground. We know this because he goes there often to win his fights. There. Oh, that was close.
Teddy looked like he wanted to step out, but his leg got a little bit stuck. That was that was exciting.
As for Teddy Riner, we don't know how strong he is in Newaza because he almost never have to use it. He never has to use it. We've seen him though. He's very good at in the transition, standing up into Newaza, from throws into oseikomi or throws into chokes. So we know that he has Newaza skills as well. but it's not his specialty. Krapalek, on the other hand, is more of a Newaza athlete.
Krapalek seems to have the speed advantage here, and of course Teddy seems to have the size advantage, so it's going to be interesting how it plays out. Krapalek is fired up. Well, of course, Teddy's falling to his back, but that was in an attempt to throw. Krapalek did not demonstrate that sufficiently that it was a counter.
And I find he's getting up a little bit slowly. So we'll see. Does he have the stamina after the almost 2 years layoff from competition? This is really the big question today that people think.
This, of course, is the semifinal contest plus 100 kilos. This could have been the final if the draw was different.
Now, I would like to explain why Teddy Riner hasn't been fighting for 2 years. It's because he's planning to win his third gold medal at the Olympics in Tokyo. Wow, great spirit there shown by Papadakis, who refuses to give up on what looked like a very, very
It was under the chin. Her body was contorted sideways. Yeah. And she did. That's tough.
And you see the
quite tall here.
Yes. Well, that makes judo interesting. You know, the difference of sizes that you can find in the same weight category. And yesterday, somebody was asking me the question, somebody not knowledgeable in judo says, "Is that an advantage to be short or tall?" And I said, in judo, you have techniques for all sizes. Mm-hmm. So it's more a question of finding the technique that suits your physique.
Yeah, sometimes when I teach a taller student, for example, and I teach them Marote Sionage, and I say, good to know it, you're probably not going to use it, but here it is.
Well, it's by doing it that you learn how to defend against it too.
Yes.
But here we can see that Teresa Zenker is dominant physically in the Kumikata exchange. She uses her height well. And here, I thought that
the same grip that Teddy Ryder just used, that overhand and lapel.
When you're in opposite grips, like right versus lefty, sometimes going into double lapel grip is a good transition. You go there, and then that gives you the opportunity to catch a sleep later on.
To pull it a little closer.
Yes.
Yeah, very interesting, the different body types here. 1 minute, 32 seconds remaining. This is a repechage fight. Both fighters have lost once. Papadakis from the United States in the blue judo gi. And Zenker from Germany. Wow, that's going to score.
That's exactly, she has the technique that matches her body. A low seoinage, that's what you would expect from a shorter
and Osai Kobe
opponent. Judoka.
I think
Zenker is going. No, she couldn't get out of. She was on the side still.
Wow. Yeah, she's looking at the referee.
She's looking at the referee saying,
her hips are facing down.
I was out. But the hip, that doesn't really matter. It's the upper body, right? It's the control of the upper body, because people with very flexible hip can be on their back and have their hip completely turned.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
It's her thoracic vertebrae must be very, very loose.
And here we see the nice Ippon Seoinage from Papadakis of the United States, who wins this fight against Zenker of Germany. Maybe
immediately having the presence of mind to float over for the Osai Kome. Well, let's go over now to mat number 1. We have Kyle Reese from Canada in the repechage versus Rafael Buscarini from Brazil. Kyle Reese also coming off of injury.
Kyle Reese, who trains in Japan, has been training all his life in Japan. Actually, he has Kenyan citizenship, but he moved to Japan with his family when he was 3 years old. And he started judo only at 15 years old.
Wow.
And 4 years later, he was junior world champion for Canada. So he has a great amount of natural talent. Obviously, he's been beset by several injuries, unfortunately, since the 2016 Rio Games. Injuries in the shoulder, injuries in the knees. He comes back from an ACL reconstruction.
Wow, 15 years old. That's incredible. I thought he started in high school in Japan.
That's right. But you know, in high school, this is when they train the most. The Japanese judoka train the most when they're in high school. They often train 5 hours a day.
Wow.
When they go to university, they train only 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. And then they train the least when they move out of university and fight for company teams. But usually they're well accomplished and then fighters, and they don't need the same amount of training then. But still, the Japanese still put in the most hours of any other nation in judo. It's part of their culture. It's part of their way of doing things, not only in judo, but in many other areas of life. And it pays off in the sport of judo, definitely, when you look at their results.
Yeah, interesting. Coming off of an ACL reconstructive surgery, the confidence factor.
Yeah, especially I believe it's an ACL on the support leg, which is even harder.
Oh. See, that's interesting. That's a judo-specific phenomenon to have an injury on.
Well,
and they're very different legs.
Yeah. If the injury is not on the support leg, you know, it's not as difficult to come back. But when it's the support leg which has been reconstructed, it's you know, you pivot on it, you put all the weight of you and your opponent on it, you know.
Yeah. For those that are watching and don't understand what that means, you'll see generally there's one leg that does the reaping, the sweeping, the kicking, the hooking, and the other leg that they stand on, that is the support leg. And again, if you're throwing your opponent, you have to have all your weight and their weight in a dynamic movement. It's I could see how confidence would be a factor.
I believe these two have met before in the past. I don't have their record there, but if my memory is right, I think that Kyle Reese beat Buzakarini before.
And it's funny, you can see the Japanese fighting style in Kyle Reese with his posture and gripping.
Yes, he has an excellent Uchimata. He used it very well in his winning his first fight here today.
Yes.
And then he lost to the excellent Egyptian Darwish.
Yeah, the audience was a little bit of shock with that one. I think they're definitely hoping. I'm not sure if they're expecting, but Kyle's an excellent judoka, Kyle Reese. We're going to go into Golden's. Whoa!
Oh, that was
I almost spoke too soon.
That was close.
A little more upper body rotation, and that would have been it. That's going to be it.
That's a very smart tactic by Kyle Reese. Actually, I've never seen him use Ippon-se Nage. He must have been working on it.
Saving it for the right time. That was, I believe, the opposite side, too. He's lefty, he did a drop down right.
Oh, this is new. I've never seen him do that. And neither has Buzakarini probably. So, very good movement, yes.
Nice.
Oh, look at that, nice. Totally unexpected for the spectators, you know, Kyle Reese, and also for the Brazilian, obviously. But good timing to pull that throw out of the bag.
Yeah, perfect timing. It's so funny. I mean, Udi Newaza from our back sometimes. We sleep on our back, but when you're doing Tachiwaza, you don't want to go on your back.
And now we have Zlatko Kumrik from Croatia against Ryonosuke Haga from Japan. Haga is in repechage because in the previous fight he lost to Canadian Shadi El Nahas in golden score.
Yeah, big victory for Shadi El Nahas. Let's see if Haga can rebound from that. Kumaric from Croatia, having a really pretty good day himself. Very strong athlete. Look at the grip, strength.
Yes, and it's a power grip, I would say.
Definitely bringing the fight is Kubaric. Not backing down, pushing forward, standing straight, right in his face, right in Haga's face. Again, playing that boundary.
And Haga is stiff arming Kumrik to keep him at bay, but he may get a penalty for that, which he just did, for an overly defensive stance. And so Kumrik, as far as penalties are concerned, is in a better position, but it means nothing, of course, unless there is a third penalty awarded to Haga. But Kumrik is quite dominant so far with the gripping behind the neck. Haga doesn't seem very comfortable in this fight here so far, but
well, there's
we know
minutes
that
remaining.
2 minutes remaining, and we know that he has the skills to take out at any moment one of his big throws. I think it was a hit on the nose, accidental.
Yeah, Kubaric with the pace he's setting and the aggressiveness with 2 minutes left, Haga has to be careful he does not get that third penalty, because that will be it.
But of course the question when you have like a very strong fighter like Kumrik and very aggressive at the start is, can he maintain that pace for the full 4 minutes? Oftentimes you'll see that these type of athletes will slow down and lose strength in the last minute of the fight. A more efficient, say, technical fighter like Haga probably will retain more energy for the end of the fight.
You know what? We do have a semi-final contest on mat number 2. Let's have a look at that right now. Milan Randl from Slovakia against Colton Brown of the United States. Of course, Colton Brown just pulling out the victory over Zachary Burt in the prior contest.
And here Colton Brown is in the lead with minute 15 to go.
This would be an incredible result for Colton Brown to be in the finals of the Montreal Grand Prix.
Yes, he's a regular on the Grand Prix circuit.
Milan Randl immediately returning and engaging, stepping forward.
He has no choice. He has to go, and he has to move forward and bring the fight to Colton Brown. But it's the reverse which is happening right now. Milan Randl right now with 42 seconds trailing by Wazari. Colton Brown doing a great job at maintaining this lead.
Both gentlemen now with 2 Shidos. Let's see if Colton can hold on 30 seconds to this lead. Definitely realizing he has to push the pace and not get that.
Be careful with the lines there too, because if you step out, that would be the last Shido for you.
Yeah, he's now adjusted. His back is facing the center of the tatami. Oh, now they've switched positions again. He's sidestepping out. 7 seconds left. And that looks like it's going to be it.
Yes.
Colton Brown
good
moving
smart
to the
move
finals.
by Colton Brown, who just
Zlatko Kumaric coming away with the victory on mat 1. We were watching that earlier. So Haga from Japan is out.
Yes. Not a good day for Haga.
No, not a good day at all, actually. Okay, thank you very much, Louis Jani. Neil Adams stepping back into the commentating position.
It was a pleasure. Welcome, Neil.
Here is Ramadan Darwish from Egypt. Semi-final action, minus 100 kilograms against Leonardo Goncalves from Brazil. The winner of this, of course, going to the finals. Darwish, very strong.
Yeah, Darwish is somebody that's just come back onto form, actually. He's been off just for a little while, and I mean, of course, he was two-time a world bronze medalist, so he's got the level.
Wow.
And he has a nice Uchimata as well, but of course, Goncalves will know the Uchimata, and it's a left against right situation.
Earlier, he beat Kyle Reese of Canada to make it to the semifinal. Goncalves from Brazil, no joke himself. Excellent day so far, beating fellow countrymen to get here. 3 minutes remaining, minus 100 kilogram semifinal. Day 3 of the Montreal Grand-Prix, the final day.
Yeah, what an atmosphere as well, eh? In here, cut it with a knife.
They were expecting Saturday, day 2, to be the most populated, but of course, the legendary Teddy Riner in action today, so the stands are quite full.
Yeah, both trying for the Uchimata, one left, one right here, and both finding it difficult to find the line in.
If you check the Grand Prix calendar and you see that there's an event anywhere close to you, I highly recommend making the effort to going to one, being there in person and just feeling the excitement, the energy, the atmosphere. These events are incredible. Even if you're not a judo fan, just check it out. It's something new. But if you are a judo fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly where to come. Yeah, the atmosphere absolutely incredible. And now, of course, it's all revved up and possible Harasawa. Well, it is Harasawa and Teddy Riner in the final. So there's the Uchimata there from Darwish. All evens and one Shido on the board each.
Yeah, every contest right now, we have 3 semifinals left. They're all have a very serious implications. A lot of pressure, a lot of tension, a lot of excitement. Look at the expression on Darwish's face. It's all business.
Yeah, well, look at that hip. You were talking about the hip yesterday and the problems that they have getting around that hip. And sometimes the Sakashi or the slip, and where they just sidestep it and then step across to get the score is the big key. But what they're trying to do is find a way in with the Uchimata.
Yeah, very sharp angles. And that's going to be
No, it's Mate called. Mate was called a little bit earlier there.
Very international affair today. Countries from all over the world. We had fighters from Australia, Africa, Europe, South America, North America, Asia. Truly an international event.
Yes, truly an international event, and you just see that with all the medals, how they're spread all over the place. Gold medals won by different countries. Japan, of course, still leading here with 4 golds so far.
And Mashu Baker just qualified for the finals of minus 90 kilos over on mat number 3. That's another medal for Japan.
Yeah, another finalist, another possibility there of a gold or silver for Japan. So the Uchimata, they keep plugging away at the same technique all the time, and I think the one that actually changes the direction and goes over to the opposite flank is the one that's going to score.
Yeah, oh man.
We're looking for the Kosoto there, wasn't he, Darwish? But you got to be careful because you attack that leading leg, then.
Yeah.
So great performance from Ramdam Darwish of Egypt.
He's taking home some hardware. What color it is yet to be determined.
Yeah, it is. I think we're going to see it back in slow motion. Not up yet. Certainly Konkov's pretty exhausted. Let's have a look at it. So it was the Kosoto that actually did it, and then the continuation. So
he did
I thought
have two hands touching as well.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 hands were there, but he rolled him onto his back anyway, just to make sure of it.
Just to make sure.
He's the one that initiated. Kosoto, 2 hands. That was the Wazari in itself, but actually taking him over there was the key. Final then of the morning session.
Oh, yikes.
Somebody's going to go.
The hips are just there. It is.
Oh,
what a pawn by Shadi
Oh my goodness me.
Electrifying this crowd here in Montreal. Wow, he is fired up. God, I almost jumped out of my seat. Incredible. You saw they were just jockeying for position with the hips, and he had the power to finish it off. He got his hip in front and just delivered a spectacular highlight reel Ippon. Shadi Elmahas. Wow, that was awesome.
Wow, the crowd are on their feet here. Alanas, absolutely.
More exciting, and the audience is really happy with this event.
And then that last one there, what can we say? A Canadian finalist.